The heavy winds in the metro area have died down, but they left some destruction in their path. Area firefighters blame Wednesday's strong winds for a fire in St. Charles County. While they brought the flames under control, they say things could have been much worse. On Wednesday afternoon, a 4-alarm fire broke out at Camden Cedar Lakes Apartments in Wentzville, where at least 8 apartments were destroyed. Firefighters worked for hours to clear the building of hot spots, and this is what's left: burned, soaked belongings of the people who lived there. At about 2 p.m., flames consumed the apartment complexes in the 100 block of Cove Trail. Thanks to the bravery of a young girl, about 5 different fire departments responded to the scene within 6 minutes.
The fire was actually called in by a 12-year-old girl from the exposure, and she started yelling at neighbors, and beyond that, when we arrived, the police department was actively participating in evacuating all of the units downrange.
Fire departments and paramedics of Wentzville, West County, St. Charles, Cottleville, Lake St. Louis, and O'Fallon all responded to the apartment fire. One resident from across the complex is thankful for their urgency.
Next thing I know, there's a 30-foot fireball, at least, up in the air. It was a very bad fire, but luckily everyone got out. The firemen did their job. They got it out. It's 90% contained now, so the firemen have done a good job today.
Knocking down that 30-foot fireball was no easy task. The heavy winds and warm weather made the firefighters' jobs difficult.
The problem with multiple apartment complexes and the size of a common attic is that it's difficult to stop until you get to a firewall. The wind drives it hard enough, it'll crawl right over a firewall. And that's what we had here, is that we had fire communicating from one side of the firewall to the other in a wind-driven, very, very heated fashion.
Because of the dangerous volume of the fire, many responders were on the scene, including the American Red Cross's disaster relief volunteers. Their mission was to keep the firefighters and victims hydrated.
When there's a lot of manpower and a lot of destruction of homes such that people can't stay there, we are able to provide them with some early needs, a place to stay, some food, clothing, medicine, and so forth.
Fire affected 24 units, hitting 16 directly. 8 units may be reoccupied. Firefighters say the fire was accidental. A resident properly disposed of ashes from a fireplace, but the heavy winds blew them into a pile of wood, and that's what started the fire.